Ladies, what intrigues you the most about men? Can be not safe for work or normal. Story 1. Y'all really out here going on walks without pepper spray? I was just talking to my girlfriend and her friend about how many little things about men's behavior versus women's behavior are driven by fear. Her friend accused men of being rude because we don't wait for our friends outside of a restaurant bathroom if we finish first. I asked her why we would do something like this, and literally everything she could list was something along the lines of being sensually harassed or assaulted. I was like, well, that's not really an issue for us, so we just mute back at the table. Tons of other things too, though. Where they park, where they go to have drinks, how they drink, how they set up their social media and phones, what car they drive, where they live, who they're polite to, what pet they have. It just seems like so many things make me want to say, why are you letting fear take over your life? Then I realize I don't have to fear half of the human population. Pretty much only people with guns and knives when I'm not at home. Story 2. Can men pee while hard? If they jerked off over a toilet bowl and released their full bladder at the same time, would it both come separately or at the same time? Would it feel better or worse? Can balls physically stop producing cum if you kept finishing over and over again? Why are men scared of moaning? Do men even know that their sounds in bed, everything from their breathing to a slight grunt, is like the most erotic thing? And the one question I've been dying to find out, what would it feel like to stick your dong in something carbonated, like a fizzy drink? Would the bubbles make the entire thing tingle nicely? Or would it feel like absolute hell? I read it in a fan fiction once, and to this day the question has bugged me. Surely somewhere a man has dipped his dong in a glass of Coke. Somewhere. Being a lady with a vagine has a very delicate balance in there. I'd rather not risk infection to learn the answer to that. Story 3. How they can make us stupid, like them, and not realize it. Putting aside the whole thing, if you like them, tell them. How do they not realize that we like them and hang on to every word? Men don't pick up on hints or signals. We don't communicate like that. There are other things that complicate it. We live in a society where women like to be coy. Some of them, not all, like to have men chase them for a bit and earn it. But the consequences for men reading that wrong are dire. Pursuing too hard when advances are wanted is creepy. You can end up in legal trouble if you read it wrong. It's hard for men to walk that fine line when we can't read the signals well. So most men just don't play that game. Story 4. How do they shop for clothing? Is it similar to how, in general, women do it, or is it a completely different process? Back when I went to shop for clothing, I tried to speed run because I hate shopping. 1, I'd go down an aisle, find anything I liked, check the price. If it's acceptable, it goes in my hand. 2, after everything I wanted to look at was in my hand, I got to the dressing room. 3, anything that fits well stays in my hand. Anything else goes back. 4, then I narrow it down to the things I like best that fit in my budget. Yes, 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 no, yes, no, no. 5, buy and leave. Shouldn't take more than an hour. Story 5. I tend to realize there's a lack of emotional support between male friends, or how different it is when they talk about huge life changes, breakups, jobs, etc. Very nonchalant most of the time. If there's any emotion, usually alcohol is involved. I always try to see past what they say and just watch how they behave. I can see the suffering, and it sucks to hear men always say they don't think it's okay to talk about emotions, even though the hearing party is there with open hands. I wish emotions didn't have connections to masculinity. Are there ways that I could help without prying or make them feel like they're losing control? Story 6. How chill they can be in certain situations, while, in my case, I feel like I'm always overthinking, and my brain keeps buzzing all the time. Also, how easily some can just subject themselves to life-threatening situations just for a gag or to have fun. Like, how? Is that an adrenaline thing? Do the basic survival instincts shut down because of boredom? Are you talking about all of those why women live longer than men videos? Because I totally agree. Girls doing stupid stuff together is texting a crush, whereas a guy will be like, do you reckon I could chase and catch that pigeon or something? Story 7. It intrigues me how men are built. They're just so different from women. So much larger, wider, hairier, and overall rougher. I'm sometimes just mesmerized by looking at my boyfriend and observing. Compare him to my body, and I'm just in awe. How guys move, how they handle things, how they act with their significant other. Oh my, how soft and loving they get is so adorable. I can't get enough seeing that. Men's build is just so pretty to me. I know not every guy is built like Adonis or something, but that is even more interesting to me. Story 8. I love man hugs. It feels so nice being squished into their chest and having their arms around me. It feels good for us too. When I hug my girlfriend and squeeze her into my chest and feel her sort of settle in, it's just amazing. It's so strange how something as simple as a hug with someone you love can feel so relaxing, exciting, rejuvenating, and satisfying at the same time. Sometimes I even have to pull her back when I need just another few seconds, and she does the same when she needs it. Also, boobies. Story 9. Intrigues? Well, why does every single guy I've ever met refer to their non-family members as members of their family? They say their friends are their dads or brothers. Whenever a friend is moaning, they call them mom, and even gay guys refer to others as sisters. I'm not sure if this is a male-exclusive thing, but I don't know a boy that doesn't do this and a girl that does. I've heard plenty of women call their friends sisters. Calling a friend a brother is just a high form of respect, I think. Story 10. Not safe for work, but how it's like to live with extra bits in your pants. Do you feel them always, or just when there's trouble or aroused? And when it's really hot or you're hiking, how uncomfortable is that? It varies. They fit pretty comfortably, and we don't notice it most of the time. When it's hot or we're hiking, it can get uncomfortable. Things stick to things, and we're very aware of it. Do you feel them always, or just when there's trouble? Indeed. Story 11. The way they think. It's very intriguing that most men don't give an F about the important stuff. Their attention is focused on the vaguest things. Yet they support and stand up to situations when it calls for it. It's like they have portions of their brain allocated to being in the present. Most women, including me, would lose cool and then get back to the matter at hand. Men get to the matter at hand, resolve it, and then lose their cool. It's almost funny. Story 12. Obsessing over corn. Paying for fake rip-off corn or conversion. I lean sometimes in do you have no sense in your heads? Begging cam girls for attention pathetically and getting screwed out of $65 time and time again. Go 20 plus years and receive little to no attention from the opposite sex. At that point, even an illusion of intimacy with another person is better than nothing at all. I mean, it's kind of addicting for us when it comes to corn, right? Story 13. I've always wondered if it's different when guys have a crush. Do they feel the same? Is it externally expressed similarly or different? I know this might be asked often, but none of my male friends will answer this question because it's weird or something. Based upon my own experiences, crushes for me have been periods of moderate to intense yearning and longing. At the extreme end, the vagus nerve is triggered, resulting in mild chest aches. Story 14. My dude is twice my size, but he loves being the little spoon. I don't think I'm effective in being the big spoon, but I think it's so darn cute and really intriguing. I want to be a good big spoon to him. I wonder if all or most men like being the little spoon. You be his jetpack, you lift him up. Story 15. When I married my husband, he told me that when he got his wedding bands, the men's section was barely a corner at the jeweler. I began to notice it more in most department stores I go to. Granted, some have more of a selection, but it's like men are expected to be okay with a more limited fashion choice. I feel bad for my husband if he ever wanted to experiment. Story 16. Body hair. I love body hair. Chest hair, belly hair, even back hair. My men have to have big beards, hairy underarms, and a hairy chest and belly. Obviously a bush of pubes. It's my favorite thing about a man. I love nothing more than to snuggle up naked with a hairy man. I've never understood how women could be attracted to dudes who look just like the missing link. Story 17. How did you react when your pee-pee got hard and you noticed it for the first time? I laid down in a bath and tried to see how deep I could lay in the water and still have the tip of it stick out. It always happened in the bath, so I was convinced it absorbed water like a sponge to get bigger. Story 18. How guys adjust themselves. Legit sticking their hands in their pants and adjusting, and do it so casually like they don't even realize they're doing it. We don't realize, after a lifetime of adjusting, you get an autopilot. That stuff is extremely uncomfortable and demands immediate attention. Story 19. Before I met my husband, consequently my first sensual partner, I had no idea about growers and showers. My husband is a grower, and it's insane to me when it grows. I think that would feel so cool. Also, if I were a guy, I'd just sit to pee all the time. Story 20. How do men avoid sitting on their testicles? How do they position when riding a bicycle? The male bike seats are small for this reason. We stick the longer section under the gooch, spot between the balls and the bunghole, causing the rounder section to fit under our arses quite nicely. Story 21. Those balls just move without the thought of it. It just reacts to things. Edit. My most upvoted comment is about balls, of course. I have watched a ball sack move and agree with you, it's so odd. I compare it to watching a lava lamp. Story 22. Why do so many dudes do that little dong slap on your clit or butt or whatever before they stick it in? It's like people who tap the top of a soda can or something before they open it. It's not polite to enter without knocking first. Story 23. What do you put in your pockets? Why do you need such deep pockets in your jeans? My jeans can't hold my phone, but my male friend's jeans hold a Nintendo Switch and a 3DS in the same pocket. Keys, phone, and wallet. Story 24. When they lie down still, their balls are doing body rolls. Stuff is wicked. Edit. I can't believe this got almost 400 upvotes and a bunch of men finding out their balls can dance. Y'all are hilarious. Made my day. Story 25. How much they go through without others knowing it. Society really expects them to be emotionless. I can't even count how many times a guy has told me he can't cry because that would make him seem weak. Story 26. How flexible the weenus is when soft. You can literally just fling that stuff around for flaccid fun. Yeah, but the fun lasts like 4 seconds before we enter, well, now that I'm here, I have to jerk off territory. Story 27. How great their skins are, even with minimal use of skincare products. Beautiful brows as well, and really long eyelashes. Why? And how nice it must be for man to spread without fear or shame. Story 28. Their voices, I just find absolutely fascinating. Plus, how strong men are. I can't pick up y'all, but you can throw me in the air like it's nothing, even though I'm fat as F. Like, what the F, lol? Story 29. Do you guys wipe their dong after peeing? Edit. Thank you everyone who answered. I can't reply to everyone because I don't know what to say other than thank you for replying and answering my curiosity. We just flick it up and down, left and right. Story 30. How they don't overthink stuff. While me and other women just overthink a simple text message on WhatsApp or Discord, men just don't give an F. It's very intriguing. We do. Story 31. When you're putting on pants, where does your dong go? Does it go down by a leg? Does it just kind of move around? I'm so confused. Both. Story 32. The audacity. Telling me they have a big fat dong and then pulling out a thumb. Sometimes you get sold a lemon. Buyer beware. Take it for a test drive anyway. Story 33. How they look like they have no care in the world. Most of the time it's cause we're thinking about some dumb random stuff. Story 34. Helicopter. You have to have the right temp. Otherwise the boys want to join in and that would be painful. Story 35. Yes, just so weird to watch the skin pucker and loosen randomly. Story 36. Your common sense is very different from my common sense. Story 37. You can pee without sitting. Burn the wizards. Please leave your stories in the comments. I'd love to make a video of them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.